read this to the crowd after the slideshow, but we got to give them time to see if we can get it together. So I'll just kind of switch things around. I'm used to ad-libbing, don't worry about it, no problem. All right, anyway, what I brought with me was the picture. If anyone saw the Ridgewood Times, on page 41 of the Ridgewood Times, there's a picture of Mom at age 12 in a drum corps that was here at St. Matthias Parish back in the 1940s. It was called the St. Matthias Boys Brigade. If you don't have the picture, we gave you the picture out, in fact, in the program. That's actually from this week's Times Weekly, which we want to thank the paper, Times Weekly, for putting in there, Bill Mitchell and everyone. But the reason the picture had gotten there was Mom herself sent it in November. And so she wrote an excerpt here. It's longer than this, but I kind of cut it down. So I want to read to you, in her own words, how the Blue Max got started. All right? So that's what this is all about, and hopefully we can get the slideshow on. We're just going to reverse things here, okay? So if we can have your attention, please. I'm going to read this to you in her own words, okay? Here it goes. Now I would like to tell you the story of the Blue Max, St. Matthias's Drum and Bugle Corps. But first, let me relate a bit of my family history and tell you that my mother, Helen, and my grandmother, Margaret Nusslein was her name, were very active in helping the funding and establishing of St. Matthias Parish. My mother, Helen, attended school there, married August Gus Vessler, and had 8 children. Ernest, myself, Andrew, Dolores, Michael, Joseph, Carol, and August, who all attended school at St. Matthias. My husband, Joe, and I were married at St. Matthias on April 9, 1950. We had a son, Joseph G. Fuoco, who graduated from St. Matthias in 1969. Led the St. Matthias Folk Group, was an instructor of the Blue Max Drum and Bugle Corps, and was a church organist there. Years before the Blue Max, St. Matthias' championship Drum and Bugle Corps, there was the St. Matthias Boys Brigade, vintage 1930 to 1944, and that is the picture that you have in your folder there, okay? When the Second World War began, it disbanded. My brother Ernie and I had our roots there in that drum corps. This is where Ernest learned to play the bugle, and I was the drum majorette. That's the picture you have. Okay? Music and marching was instilled in us from very young. As the years went on, the family and our lives went in different directions. I married and lived in Ridgewood. My son Joe went from St. Matthias to Christ the King, and we remained active in church and school functions and fundraisers. One day I received a school letter saying that St. Matthias would like to start a parish band. Here's how it went. Anyone having insight into this undertaking, please come to this meeting. I was excited by this, and my first impulse was to call my brother Ernie. He said he would attend the meeting, and we had often thought of how great it would be after all these years to start another band. Ernie had been a bugle instructor at various parishes for many years. The Blue Max Drum and Bugle Corps, St. Matthias' championship band, was born at that meeting. I was asked to be the director. My brother Ernie and my son Joseph were named music directors. Monsignor Sherman, who was here at the time, was our first moderator. We had a great group of people who offered to help us get started. They were hard, dedicated workers. We were on our way. Now we could start this band, but how? And with what? We had nothing, we had no money. First, we started to recruit members from the school and the neighborhood. We ran various fundraisers. We needed instruments and uniforms. With the help of my committee and our parents, our uniform was born. Most of it was handmade by the mothers and the fathers, and the finished product was fantastic. It's impossible to tell the entire story of the Blue Max, but they were truly a parish sorority that the church and the school could be proud of. They won many trophies and medals. Wherever they went, people crowded to see them. They were CYO champs. They played at Shea Stadium for the New York Mets and at the Meadowlands for the Cosmos soccer team. They were upstate in the Barnum Parade. They had They were at the Great Parade on Fifth Avenue for 4 years. They were in the Steuben Day Parade many times. Played at the premiere of the movie Caddyshack in New York City. Attended and won competitions too numerous to mention. The best parade of all was Memorial Day on Myrtle Avenue, from Ridgewood to Glendale. Everyone loved them. Our biggest, most rewarding time was at Christmas time, when we went caroling 4 to 6 nights. All through the neighborhood, everyone came out to greet us, young and old. I guess it's time to tell everyone, if they didn't already know it, I was the Santa Claus every year. It was a great joy and very rewarding to see those anxious, tiny faces and to enter the home of sick, aging people. This was Christmas time. It was a great thing, a great experience, a great love, a great time, and I hope it will live on in the hearts of everyone who lived through it with me, as well as those who never heard us perform, but can imagine how great it really was from stories they hear. Long live the memory, forever and ever. Marge Fuoco. I've done Sorry about that. You know what? You ready? Okay. That's good. I just changed the I gotta get my voice back. I gotta change that from Mulligany is the hardest thing to do to that was the hardest thing to do. Before I bring the Blue Max on stage, let me say one thing. Thanks everybody for coming. This is exactly how Mom would have loved this show. But I want to say 2 things. Thank you. I just want to say I'm 1 week late with this statement, and I'm 1 week early with the second statement, because it's now May 19th. Last week, Sunday, Mom, happy Mother's Day. Sunday, your 77th birthday. Happy birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. The same as Blue Max.